Hey guys, it's Quickly again with another ROM review, and this time I've got the Citrus CAF ROM for the OnePlus 3, so stay tuned for that. So guys, the Citrus CAF ROM is from the same developers who has made the Cardinal ROMs, and if you have been on the ROM development scene for some time, you probably know what Cardinal OS is. It's one of the best, most stable ROMs I have used on any phone. So that is a really stable ROM. Now this is their approach on a very customizable and performance focused ROM. So you have CAF sources, which is called Aurora Forums. So if you need to know more about that, you can go Google that. It's basically Qualcomm based, Qualcomm supported codecs and base layer for a ROM, which will be more compatible with the Qualcomm processor. So yes, ours is a Qualcomm processor, and you will get the same goodies of that. So that's pretty cool. Let's get started on the ROM now. First of all, this is a CAF based ROM. So CAF based means it is more AOSP. It is not a cyanogen mod based ROM, so I can watch for that. It is not cyanogen mod based ROM. It is more AOSP, but even it's not exactly AOSP. It is CAF. So yeah, that is there. If you want to learn more about that, you just really need to go search the forums. You need to read about it. As you can see, this is Android version 7.0, not the 7.1 version, which is available with other ROMs. So you will be limited in that regard, I guess. But hey, it is just that. The Citrus CAF version is 2.2 lemon drop. So that is what they are going to call this version. So that is there. The security patches are August 5, which is quite an old version of security patches. Right now it is November, and it's going to be the end of November right now. So being stuck with an August security patch is kind of sad. I'm not entirely sure why that is. So yeah, the kernel version is this one. SLX is permissive rather than enforcing, so you might want to take that into account. What is different in this ROM? Kind of almost everything, because this is not a CM based ROM. This is going to have most of the features which are available in CM based ROMs, but it doesn't have that CM based bug list. Yes, there are bugs because this is 7.1, 7.0. There are no 7.0 ROMs officially available yet, so there are going to be a few bugs here and there. The SIM card does work with the dual SIM. You can actually enable the second SIM card for data, and it does work out. I have been using that, and that is pretty nice to see. NFC is working. I have tried to, now NFC was a little bit spotty when I was using it, because I tried to connect my Bluetooth. It was detecting the Bluetooth, the headphone, but it refused to connect it. So I had to manually connect it. So that's something which I had to go through. Here is where all the customization features are there in the custom squash. In there you have expanded desktop. You can customize what all application get the expanded desktop. That is pretty nice to see. Lock screen items, you can enable or disable any of these options, like lock screen clock, lock screen date. All that can be customized. Wake up unplug. Lock screen torch can be enabled with the lock press of the power button when the screen is off. You can have that. Or I normally select the V gesture for the lock screen, for the torch. So that is also working. It also has fingerprint authentication vibration enabler. Screenshot type can be customized, where you can take a screenshot of a partial area, where that is I guess that's a new feature in Nougat, so you do have that. Screen color and appearance, you can actually enable the night mode, and it does kind of suffer from issues where you cannot turn it on. It's a really nice concept. I really like this. This is kind of like the live view displays on CM13 ROMs, just not working right now. So yeah, in the status bar setting, there is a quick setting panel where you can enable, disable the quick slider panel, and you do have a lot of customization options here, where you can enable small QS styles, rows for landscape, and columns can be customized. I have it on this setting because I want to have as much icons as possible without really distracting this application because I want to swipe away stuff here. So yeah, that is there. The carrier label settings, you can enable the carrier label anywhere. You can have lock screen and status bar, you can have that. Custom carrier label can also be enabled or disabled, so that's pretty nice to see. Status bar icons can be enabled or disabled. You can have Citrus CAF logo, which is this one, and that is pretty nice logo, I guess. I personally do not use that. In the clock settings, you can see I have enabled a few stuff here, so you can even enable the seconds menu, seconds to show up in the status bar. Alignment of left clock or right clock or center clock, you choose. Date style, date format, even in a JavaScript format, so you do have that options available. Now battery life, battery status. Now battery status, as you can see, I have enabled the circle battery life, and it is really cool. This is not something which is available with CM ROM, so you cannot customize icon portrait, icon landscape, all that. This is working, and also battery percentage is working, so I'm really happy about that. Double tap to sleep the status bar. Brightness control by swiping across the status bar is also available. I use that, and I have removed the slider, so that is something which I'm using right now. It also has network traffic indicator on the status bar, and I have all these settings enabled, and that does work pretty nicely. Ticker is also available, where you can enable the ticker and you can customize what all how the stuff works. It also has a heads up menu, which is pretty nice. It does have hardware keys customization, where you can disable the navigation buttons if you don't want navigation buttons, but I'm not entirely sure why you would do that. It does have the customization for all the hardware buttons, including back button, for single tap, long tap, and double tap. So you do have that. Home button, overview button, all of that can be customized in any way you need, so that is really cool. Navigation bar can also be customized, and it does have the fling bar settings. If you select that, it does have fling, and that works. I personally do not use this, but this is more, well, for me it is better to use that than the nav bar buttons, because I can use both of them in tandem, and that is going to work really nicely. You also have volume rocker wake, playback controls, and volume key to control media volume rather than the ringtone volume, so that is also available, and I really like this one rather than anything else, because I normally control the media volume more than the call volume. I want the call volume to be standard, and I have the alert slider working, so that really just takes it off, and I really appreciate that. Now it comes with Substratum. Well, none of the CM14 themes have theme engine, and I have actually installed Substratum. I have actually gone through a few themes. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this real new stock of themes available with Substratum. I didn't really find it easier than CM themes. CM themes are still easier to apply and mix and match. This, well, I can still live with this one. So that is a very different opinion I had about Substratum than before. So that is something which I really appreciate. I have been using Modern UI theme right now. Well, right now it's not enabled. I just have the fonts enabled. I had to disable the Substratum theme for some of the options to work, like permission management in the app settings. So that used to force close, so that is an issue which is ongoing. So yeah, if you have a problem with the ROM or some settings, just disable the Substratum theme which you're using and try again, because sometimes that does make it happen. So yeah, in the display options you do have the normal bevy of everything. So double tap the button for camera. I'm using footage camera because that is probably the best option for camera on the Nougat space. Ambient display is available. You can customize all of this. Auto rotate can be enabled. All of that is normal Nougat stuff, nothing special here, so you do have that. Battery charging light can be customized up to 4 levels, so that is another thing which I really appreciate. I normally keep charging to a light orange, and the charged light to green, and charge 100%, charge 90% to yellow, and charge 100% to green. So that's something which I normally do, and that is my favorite option here, so that's really cool. Notification light can also be customized with auto color, and that was something which I was missing in CM14 ROMs. I really appreciate that. Now the battery life. The battery life for me is, well, I should say it is better than CM14 ROMs which I've tested yet. So CM14 ROMs have really impressed me, that had really good battery life compared to CM13 ROMs, not compared to OxygenOS. But there are reports that the latest OxygenOS has terrible battery life. That's a topic for another time. But still, the battery life on this ROM is really solid. I charged my phone to 100%, and it only fell to 36 or 40. I guess it was about 25% by the end of the day after my full day of gaming. I mean, you can see I am gaming a lot when I'm there, and screen on time is not much right now because the screen on time has not been enabled. I don't use screen on time as my metric for calculating the battery life. You can get easily more than a day worth of battery life with this one, so that is really amazing. Now the usual stuff will be available, like the camera gestures, which are the OnePlus gestures, which is V for flashlight and circle for camera. Those are all available, nothing special there. And also additional buttons for the swap buttons for the other slider is also available. You can disable the automatic rules if you are using automatic rules for the slider, so you can disable that with one touch. OnePlus Dos is available, where you can have the pocket mode, and you can wave your hands in front of it for the time to show up and any notification to show up, so that is also available. I really appreciate that. Rest, almost everything is basically what you would expect out of a Nougat ROM. Nothing special, but whatever I enumerated right now is still a really special package. I really appreciate that, and I might be using this more as my daily driver because I'm really impressed with the battery life and the performance. I have to say the performance has been really nice. So let me just show you guys the Antutu benchmark score, and that is the benchmark score which I received, which is 154,892, which is marginally higher than the AICP score which I received. And previously on it was the CR Droid ROM November 10 version, I used Boifla kernel and I got a better score of about 155,000. That is also marginally better score, but this feels much more stable than that ROM, so that is something which I really like about this ROM. It is fast, it is really customizable, and it is not as unstable as I would have thought it is. So yeah, that is something which I really appreciate. So these are the applications which I have right now. I am using this as my daily driver. I have been using this as my daily driver. I really appreciate that. Let me show you guys the boot animation, which is pretty cool. So here is the boot animation for Citrus CAF, and that is a slice of lemon, and yeah, just for your knowledge. So I guess that much is it about the ROM. Now in conclusion, it is a really stable ROM for the performance and the customization it gives me. I mean, I did have a few post-close issues here and there, but that is to be expected of any Nougat ROM right now, so nothing different in terms of that, but this is really a complete package for it. The only problems I can think about it in terms of normal day-to-day use is that, well, this is 7.0, but it's still not a problem for most people, and the security patches are still August, so I would have liked to have the November security patches at least soon enough so that I can just use this as my daily driver. The call problem was there previously when I was using it, but there is an call echo fix available, which will increase the call volume and also fixes the echo issues for most people, so not an issue right now. So yeah, I would actually suggest this as a daily driver for most people. So yeah, I guess that much is it about this ROM then. Hope you guys liked the video. Please share, subscribe, and like the video if you found it useful. See you guys next time. Bye.